Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? We got a little something special here for you guys today. It's actually going to be a Hades guide. You'll notice that it's going to be a very long video because basically I'm going to give you guys the inside scoop on how I play Hades, when I build what I do versus specific characters, specific play styles, all that kind of stuff. I've actually already started recording videos, but I just remembered that maybe I should show you guys some of my experience, not to flex because honestly, I don't think stats matter that much. It's just about the experience. So this isn't to flex a win rate, it's simply to show you guys that I have over 400 games played with this character in ranked duel, and a lot of these losses that you guys are seeing right here, these 26 losses, I'd say probably half of them, if not more, were at the very beginning of the learning stages of learning how to play him in duel. I knew how to play Hades very well from Soul and Conquest back in the day, but I never really played him in duel very much, so there obviously is a learning curve, learning which characters you need to ban, which characters you don't need to ban, or just how to play against them, whatever. This is just to show you guys how much experience I have on the character, and if you guys are interested in learning from someone like me who's, played a whole lot of him, I appreciate you guys for clicking on the video. It does mean a lot. I hope it's very helpful for you guys. I'm going to quickly go ahead and show you my profile as well. As you can see, he is my third most played character, so overall, I just have played the character a lot. I know how he works. Interesting that Tier 5 Hades is right there on the main screen. But I know how he works. He's overall just a really good duel god, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. And without further ado, I will get you guys in there. And of course, I'm going to repeat my intro because like I said, I'm recording this after the fact, but I don't think you guys mind. I'll see you guys in the games. Thank you for watching. Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? Gonna be playing some Hades today, and today's gonna be a little bit different than usual. You probably noticed that I started the video like super early, like my opponent hasn't even locked in yet, and the countdown is still ticking down. And that's mainly because I want to talk about a couple things. So, as the title would suggest, this is going to be a guide, but it's not going to be in the usual format, meaning like we're not sitting in the main lobby looking at stats, looking at builds and all that good stuff. It's just basically going to be me playing Hades for, I don't know, my assumption is maybe like 4 to 6 games. Really just depends on how long it is. I don't want to make the video ridiculously long, but it's definitely going to be a longer video. That is for certain. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to play Hades like I would in any other video. Like I would just play the character, and I'm going to try my best to explain my entire thought process. Especially in the first game. I'm going to try to explain everything, even if I think it's kind of common sense or whatever. And I'm just going to basically give you guys, because people have asked me to do things like this, I'm basically just going to give you guys the inside scoop of what I'm thinking all the time, rather than just like, I went in, I made a play, and the reason why I went in there is because I knew I could get him, guys. Like, kind of simplified, right? I'm going to try my best to explain my thought process, especially in the first game, like I said. And you may be wondering, well, why Hades? Why did I choose to do Hades? Because I am going to do more than just Hades. I'm going to probably attempt to do guides like this on, I'd say, a lot of characters, especially the ones that I'm comfortable on. The ones that I feel like I've mastered, right? So the reason why we picked Hades here, let me get right into this. We're going to go Tier 2 Bancrofts. I honestly don't like the Bancrofts build on Hades, or at least I didn't, but the problem with it is they buffed Polynomicon, which is a part of that build, but it's also part of the book build, so that's fine. But they gave Bancrofts a glyph, and it's a really, really strong glyph. So that's basically why we're going the Bancrofts build. It's kind of just the best mage build. It depends on which mage you're playing. Obviously, like some of the auto attack mages, you would prefer to go like Ring of Hecate or Hecate, however you pronounce it. But here we are in this meta. We got some. Oh, also another thing is Bumbas got removed. So another reason why I didn't like the lifesteal build is because Bumbas gave you so much healing before, and that's kind of gone. So new glyph, Bumbas, all the good stuff. We're going to double buff here because Hades has really good clear. I could jump on this buff. Oh, I missed an auto. I could jump on the blue, but honestly, I think it's barely even like an increase in DPS as opposed to just autoing it. So we're just going to hit it up here. Double buff pretty quickly, and even if he did clear this wave, like immediately, like say I have no minions left. I have no minions left at all. I would still just group up the creeps and then kill them. And so I'm going off the assumption here that he only did his blue buff. Right here, we're not going to want to take any poke. Hello. We want to auto-attack him, make sure we maintain creep aggro, group up the minions as well as we can, because if you didn't know, Hades 3 actually has like an AoE detonate to it, depending on like if they have blight on them or not. And so the more creeps you have in an area, in fact I don't even think there's a maximum amount, like so if you had like 100 minions, which would never happen of course, unless you, I don't know, went full cooldown Yamoja and portaled them or something, like your teammate. But if you had 100 creeps and you blighted all of them with like your jump or auto attacks or your 2, then it would explode in a giant area. Oh, what is this guy doing? Oops. I actually tried to fear him towards us. Then I would have probably ulted him there, although I might not kill him because he has shell. But that's okay, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to get a lot of kills, or at least, okay, you shouldn't get a lot of kills with Hades in the early game. He really doesn't have that much damage. The damage is basically on the back foot of the ultimate, and if they can get out of the ultimate with a relic, then, you know, oh, sorry. Took my hand off my mouse there. Oh, what the? So right now we're trying to get an auto onto him, then we're going to fear him into us, and we're going to ult. Pretty simple. So I don't really think this guy fully understands what's going on. I don't want to jump on him, because he does have shell. Although I could have maybe got a fear into the minions there. Fearing people into the minions and fearing the minions at the same time. Or like, well, silencing the minions I suppose, because it's not a fear unless you apply blight to them. It's really good because, like I said, the blight has a little explosion on it. So if you have him and all 6 minions grouped up next to each other, then it's going to, you know, the blight's going to explode on all of them and do a ton of damage. As opposed to just fearing him alone and 3ing him, where it's... Honestly, Hades 3 really doesn't do that much damage. At least not in the early game. He is a mage after all. I think we're going to go straight... Actually, we have pressure here, so I'm just going to go straight into the poly. This is something I do a lot. Also, always go health chalice. That's not a Hades tip. That's just like an every character tip. I don't care if you're full lifesteal Anubis. I don't care if you're playing Aphrodite, bro. Like, you go the health chalice. It's just good. It's 750 HP every single time you back. It's really, really efficient, even if you have healing, even if they have anti-heal. All that good stuff. It's just efficient. But like I was saying, you're not going to get any kills with Hades, or like, you shouldn't get kills with Hades early game, because a lot of his damage comes off the ultimate, and his ultimate is easy to get out of with dashes, CC immune ult, CC immune beads. People can Aegis it, you know, whatever. You're not really supposed to get a lot of kills, although, you know, some people will practically beg you to take them out by positioning poorly, because they know Hades doesn't do that much damage in the early game. Throughout the early game, your main concern is just going to be getting XP. You just want to get your XP and your money as fast as possible. In fact, right now, I would honestly consider going to a camp instead of poking this tower, because getting the tower doesn't really do that much for me, but, you know, we're here. We're here. And the reason why getting the tower doesn't do much for me is because I'm not really going to be able to get the bull demon that soon. So it's like, what am I going to do, you know? I don't think I'll be able to dive and kill him for reasons I just listed. Monk. For reasons I just listed. So, you know, the tower's not really protecting him if I'm not really trying to go into it anyways. And if I'm not getting Bull Demon, I'm not going to get the Phoenix. It just, you know, it just doesn't really make sense, right? Usually you just want to prioritize your farm. We're backing up here mainly just because we're low on mana, and there's not too much else to do besides maybe go for these. Which is definitely a viable strategy, but I'm just backing, man. I'm just lazy. Here we are. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, by the way. And I hope you guys like this. This is my first, you know, guide, if you can even call it a guide. You know, I consider it a guide because it's literally me playing a bunch of games and explaining to you guys just about everything I'm thinking. I mean, is that not me guiding you? Is that not me guiding? I feel like I'm guiding. This is a bit risky here. Sometimes I like to jump or use your 2 on the creeps, and then just auto the big one to whittle it down a bit. Because the blight lasts a long time. See, the blight is an 8-second duration. Also, I guess I should add, because sometimes I feel like I forget myself, honestly. That's why I haven't brought it up. I should add, I'm just going to stop his back here and then run to my speed. He's lazy backing, so... I should mention, by the way, not that it really matters that much because you don't really play around it, you know? Like, if you never knew it was a thing, you'd be fine. But if you have Blight applied to them, which you can apply with your 2 or your 1, or your auto attacks, usually it's going to be your auto attacks that you're applying it with, you actually debuff their power by 5% for 8 seconds, which is really good. And also one other thing that I feel like most people know, I mean, Hades is a super old character, but I just told you guys, even if it's obvious, I'm going to try to explain things thoroughly. At the very least in the first game, I'm going to explain all the little nooks and crannies, you know. Anyways, his 1 actually scales more. See, like, what's it called? I mean, not scales more, but it has a slow on it if they have blights on them. Which, I'll be honest, it's not something you're always going to be thinking about and really utilizing. It kind of just comes naturally. Right here, we're just chilling. Honestly, like, I'm only walking away from him because of the simple fact that, like, I don't know. I don't really want to fight him that bad to begin with. I mean, he has full defense and a Soul Eater. Like, there's just no way we kill him, right? But I'm not walking away from him because I'm, like, scared necessarily, because there's no way he can kill me either. There's just no way. I'd say the most common relics I go on Hades, by the way, is, I'd say Shell is a big one. Blink if I can get away with it. Sometimes you don't need a second relic necessarily, you just need to get in there, right? And that's where Blink comes in. So I'd say I go Blink a ton. This game, I don't really need to blink on it. He's a melee character, right? Alright, so we got the Blight on him, we feared him, we 3'd him. Usually you're just going to want to walk away from that afterwards, usually. Because they're going to use their abilities on you afterwards, right? In this situation, I don't really need to because he can't really punish me. This isn't a very close match so far. But it's just the principle, you know. You want to get in the habit of doing things. Alright, so as I said earlier, we jumped on it. They all have Blight on them for 8 seconds, so you have plenty of time to sit there and auto-attack. We're backing. I almost never pick up the red buff until maybe hyper late game, but even then. Alright, so here's where it gets a little bit weird, right? Because I want to go... You know, we'll go Blink. Honestly, the safe bet is Aegis here. That is most certainly the safe bet. But I'm just not a safe player, you know? Like, I'm just telling you guys the safe bet. And maybe the more competitive bet would be going Aegis here. To avoid his ultimate. It's really good against Achilles. In fact, this is the second Achilles I've played against recently. You almost never see that character. Oh, and I don't know if I finished my point earlier, but you see how this the Hades 1 has a slow on it, 20% scaling all the way up to 40%. As you see, if the enemy is blighted, they are also slowed, and it applies blight. It consumes and applies blight. And like I said, usually you're not going to really use the slow that much, or at the very least you're not going to think about using it very much. We just have no kill potential on him here, as you can probably tell, because he has defense and healing. Like, when I didn't finish my point earlier either about like how Hades doesn't really get early kills, and that a giant part of that is because the character just doesn't have amazing early game damage. He's a mage, right? And he's not even an auto attack mage at that. But on top of that, every character in the game has less kill potential in the early game now because of the 9.5 patch. If you don't know what that is, basically a patch not too long ago. They made it time to kill. You know, they made people beefier. They made people tankier, more HP. So overall, they just kind of like made the early game slower. Like, it's really hard to kill people in the early game now unless they just full on fight you. If they ever like decide to walk away, you're just not going to get them. I mean, that's just how it is. And so for mages, you know, characters that already didn't have a great early game, or at least as far as like killing your opponent goes, it kind of just made it even worse. Like, it made it to where you had a slim chance of getting them, and now it's like you almost have no chance. We tried to fear him into the wave there, like I showed you guys earlier, or like I talked about earlier, rather. I don't think I've shown you guys anything. This game has been pretty uneventful so far, but if you are interested in playing Hades, I'm gonna just be honest. Ever since 9.5 patch, now that we're on Jade Corruption map, and just Hades in general, all three of those things combined, if you want to be a Hades player, if you want to get wins, if you want to main this character, or whatever your reasoning, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to accept the fact that your games might go a little bit longer than if you were playing like an assassin. You're gonna have to accept the fact that you're gonna be doing a bit of farming, and by a bit I mean a lot of farming. And if that's okay with you, if you're a patient, strategic player who just wants to win at all costs, you know, I'm just gonna sell this mana pot, literally for no reason other than just it's ugly and in my inventory. What was I saying? Yeah, if you're a patient, strategic player who just wants to win and you don't care how you win, then Hades is for you, man. Because honestly, in my opinion, he is by far one of the... when you play him well, which is, you know, you don't really see that many good Hades players because, I'll be honest, like, he has a low skill floor. Which basically what that means is he's very easy to pick up and play at a base level. And so a lot of people pick him up and play him. And a lot of people also lose. Because they go against really good players and all they know is the basics of Hades and not exactly what to do. Okay with him being here, that is fine. Right now we're just trying to fight him a bit. All of our cooldowns are down and he is an auto attack character. I'm perfectly fine with him ulting me here. So we do have our jump. We have blink now as well, so now that we're out of combat, I mean. Alright, he didn't apply any anti-heal to us. We healed up all the way to full. Oh, okay. I tried to... You guys see what I tried to do there? I tried to jump where he was going to ult, like preemptively almost. And that's just a risk you take. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We do have the blink here, but I'm just going to wait. Although he does have Soul Eater, so he is going to heal. But he just wasted his dash, so... I'm going to hit him with the poly. Hit him here. And this is kind of just inevitable for him. Like, he's simply just going to go down eventually. Yep, and that's how it is. That's how it goes. One thing I also haven't explained yet, which I don't feel too bad about, because I'm explaining it now, but I should have explained it earlier. I'm maxing the Hades 2, rather than the 1, for 2 reasons. One of them is really important, and the other is, like, just kind of nitpicking, to be honest. So you max the 2 over the 1 because it goes down in cooldown, and it's your self-peel. It's how you set up kills. Like, it's your CC, it's your self-peel, it's how you proc your poly sometimes if you need to. It's just like everything that makes this character... Well, I shouldn't say everything because he has a jump and he has a really good ultimate, but a lot of what makes this character good is his 2. And you can't max it first, obviously. You got to do some damage and you got to clear, right? What do we want here? I would probably go Staff of Mirrodin here. Yeah, Mirrodin's good here. Soul Reaver would be good here too. He's a warrior with a little bit of HP here. But I really like Staff of Mirrodin. And by the way, on the topic of Staff of Mirrodin, I know I'm going a little bit back and forth here, but, you know, I have ADD, and I get distracted easily, and I'm just excited to make this video, so I apologize for that. Hopefully you guys understand all of what I'm saying. Not that it's complicated, it's just... I just go back and forth. So anyways, about builds, if you're watching this video in the future, right, like say it's like 8 months down the line or whatever, you know, just check the video date. We're gonna back here and buy Bancroft's Claw. I usually buy this Claw either right after my 5th item or 6th item. Occasionally I'll do it after 4th, but it's kind of rare, to be honest. Usually like late game. The Claw just gives you basically... It does damage to, like, the short explanation is you get these little stacks over here. Oh wait, my free mouse button isn't working. You get these little stacks over here, they do damage, they give you shields. That's the simple explanation. And what I was going to say is if you're watching this in the future, this might not be the most optimal build, or these items may be nerfed, or these items may be changed. But that doesn't make this guide obsolete, because I'm teaching you guys how to play Hades, or just, at the very least, teaching you guys how I play him. And so, adjusting your build in the future is a very simple thing to do and doesn't really change that much of how you play him. He did end up using both of his dashes here, so we're going to ult to force his ultimates, and he can't really get too aggressive on me. If he doesn't have his ults, I'm pretty much invincible. So we're just spamming our polyprocs here. We're gonna jump onto the wave, which would group these guys up. Hit the wave. I just realized he has 100% anti-heal. I did not heal at all. He has Toxic and Brawlers here. which limits his damage, but it definitely limits my healing, obviously. Which is fine. Hades is really good with healing, but I wouldn't say he strictly relies on it by any means. Especially because you can heal outside of combat too. It's not like you can't heal just because they built it, right? What do we need right here? We're trying to close out the game. So our most important thing is like PvE, closing out the game. What do we need for that? Honestly, Soul Reaver isn't... I'm going to wait for tier 2. Isn't the greatest item for closing out the game because it's mainly like a PvP item, you know, you fight people with it, it has good procs. But at the same time, it has 95 power. It's not like it's bad for killing the Titan. Also, we did misplay a little bit by letting his Phoenix come up, so it's going to heal the Titan, although I don't think it matters that much. And, again, sorry that I get distracted, but to finish my point earlier about the 2, because this was the nitpicky one that doesn't matter as much, but if you level the 1 after the 3, rather than leveling your 2, you'll actually, when you jump on the wave, look at this. You'll actually kill those guys and hit these, and you'll actually lifesteal less, or at the very least, you'll get less blight procs, less explosions. So it's like a nitpicky thing, but leveling the 1 means you're basically forced to not jump on the archers because you'll kill them. We messed up our fear there. Alright, we got 2 minions on him. If he comes up to me and stuns, I'll ult it. Oh, I thought his 2 was a stun, I'll be honest. Alright, we're going to get Mirrored proc here, which makes us do more damage. It makes our poly do more damage, and he's dead. He's simply just dead. He chose not to ult. He also... Calm down, Rocco. My announcer pack's popping off. He also chose not to go beads. I'll be honest, if you lose... Unless it's just a counter matchup. If you lose versus someone who doesn't go beads... and you're Hades, like, you definitely did something wrong. You have to get it. I'm just going to go over here, not to be toxic, but I just want to finish my build. Why not? Soul Bite in his fountain here. And that's the game. Obviously, this guy didn't play the greatest, but I wouldn't say he's terrible either. I think he did okay. And this is just kind of what Hades does. We ended up winning at 18 minutes. I'm pointing that out because sometimes your Hades games are typically... on average, like a few minutes longer because you have to get to full build to close out the game usually, unless your opponent surrenders. I'm going to go ahead and queue up here again, and I'm going to piece together multiple games like I said. Now, with that being said, is there anything I want to go over in this first little segment? Because I know a lot of people will just watch up until this point and then maybe click off or come back later, what have you. Is there anything that I really missed here? I don't think so. I think I explained his kit and stuff pretty well. One thing I didn't mention is the fact that you're incredibly tanky in his ultimate. You're incredibly tanky in his ultimate. You get 160 prots and 10% mitigations. It's not down here below, I don't think. It's actually in the description. Hades also gains protections and 10% mitigation for the duration, so it's really strong. Also, one other thing about the ultimate is right here, as you can see, if you apply blight to them with your 1, 2, or auto attacks, they actually get a protections debuff on the ultimate here. It's not like super impactful, it's not crazy, although typically, basically what you need to learn from blight with the interactions is you want to auto before you jump, so you get the slow. You want to auto before you 2, so you get the fear. You want to auto before you ult, so you get the prot shred. That's about it, really. I honestly was going to just clip and go to the next game, but maybe I shouldn't just because we're already so close. Like, we're already about to be in this next game. And you guys can probably just see my banning process here, actually. Not that it matters because you guys can see my bans at the bottom left, but what I usually do is I just click on Hunter here. I usually just ban one of the random hunters, but it's typically Hou Yi. They ban a hunter, so I'm banning Uller. And you can see it's very easy to understand my bans. It's actually a little bit weird because he just banned 2 hunters already. I'm going to save Scotty because I kind of feel like he's going to ban it. So we're just going to go over here to Kali. Kali is very good against Hades. We're going to go over here to the Warrior tab. We're going to ban Bellona. Very good against Hades because she can jump over walls to follow you. And because of she's able to disarm you, which stops you from autoing, which you need blight. And she can also use her block stacks, which stop you from applying your blight as well. So she's a very good character into Hades. He banned Kronos. I would ban Chronos as Hades. It's not an unwinnable matchup by any means, but it's very annoying and it's very Chronos favored. So here, I'm noticing there's really nothing up that I am, like, terrified of. Like, there's genuinely nothing up that just terrifies me, so I'm just going to kind of ban annoying stuff, I would say. I don't even know, honestly. I'll just ban Cleo. Why not? Would I lose to a Cleo? I would say probably not, but, you know, might as well. The problem with, like, me showing you my bans right here, guys, the main issue with it is the fact that... I'll just ban Hebo. He's kind of banning my characters. Like, typically, he banned Chronos, I would ban that. He banned On Her, I would ban that. I would at the very least think about banning AMC Scotty. The only reason why it's not an automatic ban for those guys is because they don't have a way out of the ultimate. So all they can do is beads it or turn and burn. And in my experience, it's pretty easy to kill them through that, honestly. It's not very hard. So in my opinion, I don't really ban Scotty and AMC that much. If I do, if I'm playing Hades. If I do, it's strictly just because, dude, those guys are annoying, you know? Like, just because you can beat them doesn't mean you want to face them, right? Like, I can definitely take them out with Hades, but that doesn't mean I always want to. So we're gonna go ahead and pick Hades here and get right into the next game. It's pretty cool that I didn't have to put these two together. Although, wow, that's a Fafnir. Okay. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention. Oh, it's Raydil. What's up? I played against this guy yesterday. One thing I wanted to mention was that I hope in this video, the whole premise of making it a long video with multiple games in it is that so you guys can just, you know, hear me talk forever, right? Because eventually, if I just talk for over an hour, eventually you're going to get all the information you could ever ask for, right? But on top of that, actually, we'll just get the mana pot. Why am I being weird? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get the shell. Ew. I'm not gonna cut this out because even though he's a Fafnir, I'll be quite honest with you guys. I have won a lot of games with Fafnir. He is not a hopeless character. That being said, you should not be playing Fafnir on this map. He does not do well. There's too much farm. He doesn't farm it very well. He's not an efficient farmer like even for a Guardian he's not. Like Kabrakan and even Sylvanas, Ymir, all those gods farm so much better than Fafnir does on this map. But I'm not going to cut it out because, like I said, the whole point of this video is for me to talk a lot, or it being long is for me to talk a lot. It's also to show you guys how I would adapt my build, which I would say I don't adapt my build that much, honestly. It's pretty foolproof, but there are times, like anti-heal versus no anti-heal, Soul Reaver versus just going Ob Shard, you know, like there is adaptations. But also playstyle, like sometimes you're aggressive early, although that is a bit rare. Sometimes you're aggressive early, sometimes you're not, sometimes you have to play careful, sometimes you can do whatever you want. You know, it all just depends, really. It really just depends. And so the point of this video is to show you guys how I play and how I adapt based on matchups and also skill level of enemy players. Like, if I'm against a player who just played Ranked Duel for the very first time, I'm obviously going to play maybe a bit differently than if I was going against a professional, like, you know, because some of the Smite pros actually do play Duel, like PBM plays, Twig, Paul, you know, just top GM duelers. I would play a bit different. So the idea is in this video, hopefully that we get a variety of characters we're against and a variety of skill levels of players as well. So as you can see, we're not really fighting him. I think it's self-explanatory why we're not fighting him. Because there's no way we were going to kill him, right? He has a med, he has 2 jumps if he decides to ult, he has 2 heals if he decides to ult, he has 2 self-peeling abilities if he decides to ult. Like, we're just not going to kill him, right? There's no point. It's mainly just getting farm. Why are you playing him? Surely not for a video. Smile. Smile? I think he's saying that, actually, because, I played against this guy yesterday, actually. As Hades, I think. Yeah, it was Hades, yeah. And, I think he said, what content are we doing today? And I said, nothing, because I forgot to do something. And I don't even remember what that was. I forgot what I forgot. But the point is I played Hades versus him, and didn't record it, didn't publish it, didn't do anything. here we are. So I'm, oh, okay. I think I'm just going to steal his camp now that he did that, to be honest. Although it's not coming up yet, so I'm just gonna pop a health potion and ignore the little guy. Sometimes this is what you guys gotta do, by the way. I think this is what separates really good duelers versus the not so good duelers. It's just little stuff like this. Where it's like, you guys would just, well, I don't want to say you guys, like, because not everyone, I just mean lower level duelers. But typically, I think he's going to my blue, which honestly I'm okay with that. I'm okay with trading. Because overall, I think I'm just going to clear things faster, and I'm just going to get to the buffs faster than him. See, like right here, I cleared the buff faster and the wave faster, so he has creeps going under his tower now. Sometimes it's literally just a PvE game in the early game, and that's how it is. Oh. And in my defense, and anyone else's defense who does this, though, it's like, it seems scummy to just run around and do nothing but PvE, but it's like I said, how am I supposed to kill him, right? Like, there's no kill potential here. There literally is none. Unless he decides to let me kill him. Like, he would literally have to be like, hey man, I'm gonna use all of my jumps on you, commit to a full-on fight, and I know I'm gonna win it. And like, nobody, like, you know, higher level duelers, which I don't know exactly this guy's level, he does play a lot of troll picks. Like, he plays like Sylvanas, Fafnir, Agni. Like, he just plays lower tier characters. And but he is a pretty decent player. He's pretty good. And so it's just like, you know, he's not going to do that. He knows he's not going to kill me. He's not going to commit, or at the very least he shouldn't. And there's just no chance, right? There's just no way. So we're doing the smart thing. We're getting our farm. And another small advantage about strictly farming in the early game is sometimes people just expect you to continuously ignore them because you are ignoring them. And then once you get your power spike online, if you just turn and burn them really hard, once you get your power spike online, if you turn on them and just randomly start bursting them, they really don't expect it because you just spent, you know, 8, 9, 10 minutes ignoring them, and then all of a sudden you're just going crazy, right? People do not expect that kind of stuff. So we got the buff low enough, and then we one-shot it.
You will feel.
I mean, this is just how it is. If stuff like this bugs you guys, by the way, like that's kind of another point of the long video, is if you guys aren't interested in this Fafnir game, if you guys aren't interested in this, just skip on to the next one. You know, skip through the video and find a matchup where you can that you think is more competitive or that you think you would learn more off of. That is totally acceptable. And, you know, learn and do whatever you want with the video whatsoever, man. And I think this guy's joking, I'll be honest. I think he's mainly joking. Although there might be a little bit of salt to that, you know. Duel is very annoying, and sometimes it's like, you can literally, like, I do this all the time, honestly. There's players in Duel where I'm like, dude, I hate facing this guy. It's literally the worst experience of my life. It's terrible. I hate it. It's awful. But, like, I don't dislike this person as a person. You know, they're a nice guy. But, like, I'm just salty, right? And I think that might be one of these situations. Yeah, man. We should all play Fafnir and complain. Am I right? Am I right? That's a little passive-aggressive, I understand, but I'm always passive-aggressive with this guy. We kind of just joke back and forth. If he does take it to heart, you know, I'll try to reel it back. But I'm just joking with him, honestly. I am just joking. I hope he doesn't take it too seriously. Although that was a bit of a passive-aggressive. Faf has a better time late game. Feel like have fun. Faf, that is true actually. I don't know about true as far as a better time. He doesn't have a better time, but Fafnir does have an incredible late game. I wasn't just gassing up my opponent, like saying that like he's gonna be so good this game by saying Fafnir's good. Fafnir is probably the best late game guardian. It's either him or Karakin. Yeah, man, and Faf isn't. Alright, I'm gonna stop replying to him. Because at this point, it just seems like we're arguing. And we are maybe a little bit, but it's not deep. It's not serious. It's not a serious argument, you know? It's mainly just poking fun at each other. Alright, so we feared him. We feared him and polyed the buff. I'm excited though. Like I said, this guy's not a bad player. And he's going the latest game build that's ever been created in the game ever. And so I'm excited to see. See, like, dude, I'll be honest, this guy's being a little bit ridiculous. He's being a little bit ridiculous right now. In the sense of, like, I'm not disagreeing with his point of Hades being boring to play against or whatever. I agree. But, like, how is his character any different? You know, like, obviously there's going to be some chads in the chat. They're like, oh, it's different because he's playing a low tier. And, like, that's so chat. But, like, come on, guys. Realistically, am I having a great time playing against this Fafnir? No, it's boring as hell. It is so boring. So, like, I don't understand why he's saying that. But I'm just going to move on, honestly. I don't want to continuously talk about him apparently being bored. I did not expect that damage, I'll be honest. I should have expected it, considering he has so much power in his build. So we are fighting him a bit here. But as you can see, we literally gain nothing from fighting him. He's just going to back now, and that's why I don't do it most of the time. That whole time we could have just done our blue buff, guys. Like, we literally could have just got farm, and instead we did nothing. We're going to make him lose one creep to the tower. Like, ooh, big whoop-de-doo. Big whoop-de-doo. As a matter of fact, I'm actually just going to go D&D. Radio, if you're watching this video, I'm not really, like, salty at you, and I don't really think you're a bad guy or nothing. It's just, you are kind of being a little baby ragey right now, like, let's be honest. You are kind of being a bit of a pessimist here, buddy. Which is okay, because Duel kind of just brings that out of people, I'll be honest. That's just the Duel way. Something I haven't mentioned up until this point, by the way, is I will post a loss. If I do end up losing, there is a lot to learn from losses. So if I do lose, I will post it. And you guys can check my history. You know, my in-game history, my profile's not hidden and what have you. And you can see, like, you know, oh, he played 6 Hades games in a row and lost one of them, but I didn't see a loss in that video. You know, call me out for it. So I'm going to post every game that I play here. I mean, I'm posting this guy being a little toxic Fafnir main. I mean, why wouldn't I post everything, right? Nice, we got it. That's his hammer too. I don't want to ult, because if I ult, then he'll ult it, which will immune my ultimate, and then I'll just be sitting there like a sitting duck eating his dragon breath. So I am going to go D&D, and we are just going to chill. We're actually getting to that point where we can potentially kill him now. I know, exciting, right? It took a whole 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going the same build as last time, by the way, which is kind of why I haven't really explained it too much. Again, if you skip to this point, well, that's unlucky for you to skip into the Fafnir game, but if you skip to this point, if you're curious about builds and stuff, unless I build something different, I'm just going to give a short recap on why I'm building things sometimes. For the most part, a lot of my explanations were in the beginning of this video, which I'm sure most people did watch the beginning, at the very least. People are less likely to watch this part than the beginning, so. There we go. We're getting to the point where we can start just polying this tower and kind of just get away with it. He does have his CDR now, so that actually is a bit scary. We're at the point now where, like, he's less of just a little peasant that I can ignore. Like, he's actually doing he actually will do damage to me. I do have to respect him a little bit. Keyword there being a little bit. We don't have to be scared necessarily, but we don't want to just eat all of his damage either. He did Genji's proc me, which gave me my cooldowns back. Looks like he's trying to ult here. He wants to ult anyways. I don't think we'll be able to catch him here. No, we didn't. I knew my jump wouldn't hit him, but I kind of was just like, well, what do I do, you know? Maybe if I was trying to jump and then auto him, obviously. Maybe if I just walked and jumped, or maybe it would have ended up being the same way. Who even knows at this point? I think I need a divine. Sadly, because he doesn't have really a ton of healing yet, but like in his build. But he might go healing later, and even if he doesn't, he has 2 heals on his 2 ability. He can use it twice in the fight. Dragon and maybe even more than that actually, because he has CDR obviously. So I'm not really doing a great job at stopping him here. He did end up hitting me. Hitting me is really good, because then the tower goes on him and he doesn't have fizz prots. So there we go. Take that, he says. He's taunting me. My only weakness. Taunting. Oh. I did not expect him to jump right there, but I guess he does have Chronos Pendant. I should have expected it. Alright, so we're going to pressure this tower as much as we possibly can, so that way we can pressure the Bull Demon, hopefully, is the idea. Alright. I mean, I'm pretty sure my archers would have just killed that thing, to be honest with you. We're just walking away. We don't have our ult, so... We don't have ult, and we jumped over the wall to try to get that speed, but it was down. I actually should have known that, due to the fact that he has it on him, but I wasn't paying any attention, and that's just on me, but we don't really get punished for it, so... Jumping on the wave. Burying him away. This is how you play Hades. It may seem scummy, it may seem annoying, but this is a ranked mode after all. This is a ranked mode. People play to win. People play to, have fun. And to some people, this is fun. I enjoy this kind of gameplay. I also enjoy playing Camazotz and running it down. I love me some Hercules. I love, I play all different types of play styles. And so I just don't understand how certain people get wrapped up in, like, you have to be a Chad and run it down 24/7, or that, or people get wrapped up in the whole, they only PvE 24/7. It's like, I think it's nice to have a good mixture, have a good diverse situation here. How am I supposed to kill this guy? Like, I need him to ult. I need him to actually press his button, but he won't press it. So it's like, I literally never have kill potential on this guy unless he does something, and he's not doing anything, so we're just gonna keep hitting this, because why not? I'm gonna back up here. We haven't backed in a long while, so we're gonna go this into Staff of Mirrodin. We love Staff of Mirrodin. It gives cooldown. It sucks that we're against the magical god. I guess I should have mentioned that earlier. We pretty much always go CDR defensive item. And if you're against a physical god, you can go breastplate, and then you can go Mirrodin, and you'll have full cooldown with your power potion. The 500 potion you can buy late game. If you didn't know, that gives 10% CDR. In the magical build, pretty much you just got Genjis. There's no like great 20% option. So you're not going to be able to cap with this build, but with the power pot, you'll get to 30%, which is really good. So, alright, we beat him up there a little bit. I can back for my Mirrodin right now, but I kind of want to back for Mirrodin and Bancroft's Claw. As I said last game, sometimes I go at 5th item, like the Claw, I mean. Sometimes I do it after my 5th item, sometimes I do it after my 6th item. Very rarely after the 4th item. Sometimes I just, have the 600 gold and I'm like, well, why not? But we have enough to buy the Mirrodin and the Claw, so we're going to go do that. We are now both level 20. We've snooze fest up until this point. And he said that Fafnir has a better late game than Hades does. So, we'll see. And I know what he's doing. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's not like he's hiding it. He's going full cooldown, because this is 30%, 40 with the power pot. He's going full cooldown. He's going to upgrade his beads for CDR beads. He's going to upgrade his med for CDR med. And he's dead, just like that. See, You guys notice how I killed him? Because we're late game, right? And because I have more damage, you know, those are obvious. But you guys notice another thing that happened there? He decided to fight me, right? He ulted when he could have just ran away. I think he had his jump. He ulted instead of just jumping out or running away. And even if he didn't have his jump, whatever. And then he chose to turn around and tried to stun me instead of just simply leaving, right? So it's like he died because he actually fought me. He actually like put himself in a position where he is capable of dying. It wasn't just I tried to kill him, it was he let me, right? It's different. Like it's a combination of things. So like in the early game, I'm choosing to not go on him too hard because he's not going to allow me to kill him. He will simply not allow me to. Right there, he allowed me to. You know, I do a lot of damage. It's not like I didn't do anything to earn that kill. I did, but he also simply just misplayed, and that's what it's all about late game. You get to late game Hades, and you kind of just do your thing, man. And sometimes people will just misplay right in front of you. They allow you to kill them. I know that sounds like silly to say, but like I don't know. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but it's like it's a combination of how much kill potential you have and also how dedicated they are to allowing you to kill them, like to playing the game. Alright, that disarm is pretty good, I'll be honest. I don't have beads, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh. So we're just going to go on Titan here. Mainly just Polynomicon proccing the Titan. We're going to back up. We honestly could go on Titan here, but we're not going to be too greedy. We definitely could have ended. I'll be honest. If we just play a little bit safe, pop our shell, and then jump in, we would end there 100%. But it's better to just play it safe than sorry, even though he does have his jump here. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, he did end up deforming. That's good for us. We're just going to walk straight to his Titan. Yeah, he knows, so he's not following. He's trying to back up here. We're going to back up as well. I could just run in there and jump. I'll be honest, I'm playing this incredibly safe. I'll be honest. Partially because I'm kind of scared of the late game Fafnir, bro. Like, it's actually terrifying. It really is. So I'm scared of him, and also it's just a risk that I have no reason to take. Literally have no reason to take this risk. I could just heal up to full HP, wait for both of my relics to come up, and just simply walk past him here, you know? Just simply walk past him. Because we have the beads. We're going to do this. We're going to ult the Titan. He loses the game. He's really confident in his late game with this spam, although his build is incredibly expensive, I might add. So being able to get to late game and buy all those relics, he didn't even get to what he wants, and he's against the Hades, a character that doesn't pressure the early game. So if you're a high pressure character, he just doesn't stand a chance. I'm going to go ahead and skip into the next game. I appreciate you guys watching this game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye-bye. Alright, we're on to the third game, I believe. We're on to the third game. We're against a Bakasura in this one. I did take a short break, like a 20-minute, 25-minute break to do some thumbnails and stuff. So this isn't immediately after the other games, but we're going to jump right back into it. And the only reason I even bring that up is because, you know, I don't know, maybe the momentum in my voice is a little bit different, or maybe it's the exact same. Who knows? It's only been 20 minutes. But I don't know, doing thumbnails and stuff in Photoshop is honestly satisfying. I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not like an annoying process, but it is, you know, a little boring. So that's why I say I'm the momentum might have died a little bit. But we are here. I will try my best to thoroughly explain myself as per usual and do all that good stuff. We're actually against a Bakasura this game, who has a lot of stars. He had a whole lot of stars. And I banned basically the same characters that I always ban, that I told you guys about. And this guy actually ended up banning 5 mages. I don't remember which ones they were exactly. I think there was a Freya and maybe like a Soul or something. But, yeah. This guy banned 5 mages. He hates them. And then what do you know? I'm playing a mage here. Poor guy. Oh, and of course, right as I start this recording, somebody pulls up in my driveway, purring their UFO, man. Come on, brother, go away. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Even if you guys could hear it, though, it should go away shortly, and I don't think it would be loud. Like, maybe you hear it, but it shouldn't be loud, so hopefully. But if you do hear that little purring noise, there you go. You know what? You know what it is. There's someone literally in my driveway, which my, what's it called? I'm very close to the driveway. So basically, we're just farming up as per usual. You know the Hades gameplay. This guy's level 5 now. Jumped over. He has like no mana whatsoever. He has like no nothing. He's basically just farming his brains out until he can get his golden blade. Because his character isn't really that efficient without it. Boom, we clear the wave as best as we can. I might just ult him here. Not even because I think I can kill him. I just want to be annoying. I honestly just want to be as annoying as possible. Oh. Interesting strategy there. He's going to have to shell. He didn't shell. I guess he just assumed that he would die either way, right? Which would be the correct assumption. Even if he does shell there, he would die. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he knew that and didn't do it. Or though he might have just, I don't know, brain lag, who knows. But he does have a bunch of stars on Baka, and he's got a gold border. So he's a professional run-it-downer. That's kind of like what I say about the Bakas, to be honest, because not to say there isn't any good Bakasura players out there, because there definitely is, but I will say, like, they're kind of far in between. It's like it's a very, very popular character. A lot of people pick him up, and when a lot of people pick him up, you know, a lot of people are going to be bad at the character. But that being said, we do have to respect it a little bit because Baka does a ton of damage. It's actually a decent matchup into Hades late game. I don't ban Bakasura, so obviously I'm comfortable with this matchup, and it's totally fine for me. But you have to play it well, like you genuinely do. Late game, the cripple field stops you from jumping. He has CC immunity that he can use to stop your fear. He just does a million damage. He can jump after you jump. He's a faster character than you. He has a lot of things going for him that make him really good in this matchup. And maybe if you're not super comfortable with the matchup, you should consider banning Bakasura. But for me, I'm very comfortable in this matchup. I've beat very good Bakasura players with Hades multiple times. In fact, I remember one time, I don't mean to throw shade or anything because I love my boy Face, but I remember one time I played against Face. That's literally his name if you guys don't know. Just, it's literally Face. And he's like probably the best Bakasura player in all of... okay. He's probably the best Bakasura player in all of Duel. And I remember him streaming and I was streaming. We played against each other and he saw me playing Hades and he was like, ooh, this is unlucky for him, you know, like, dang, he's gonna lose. That's unfortunate. This is a terrible matchup for him. And he did have pressure majority of the game. Like, he was winning majority of the game. But I did end up winning in a matchup that he says is very bad for Hades. So, like I said, definitely a lot of experience on the character. And if you don't have that amount of experience, definitely, or just don't want to deal with it, definitely consider banning him. For right now, we're just farming up. We're chilling. And maybe I'll lose this game, right? Maybe we die late game and I change my mind or something. Although I don't think me losing a game would make me change my mind. It would just make me want to play better next time, but we shall see. We're going back for our breastplate. You'll notice we went breastplate second this game instead of going like a poly like I normally would, and that's just simply because even though Baka's going an inefficient DPS item early, Golden Blade, that's a clear item, he still does a million damage. Like, I have underestimated that character's damage way too much. It's really, really, really high. And so for that reason, we're just going to go ahead and silence him here and then get the buff. We don't have to fear him. Silence is good enough, although either one works. But anyways, we're going defense second, so that way we can efficiently farm and do what we want to do without dying. Because if we do die early game, it's pretty much curtains sometimes against Baka. He snowballs really quickly, out of control. Yep, he's going to my thing. If he's smart here, he'll invade my speed buff. Which, yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do. We're going to go to his speed buff, ideally. He actually missed a minion. There's a minion, I don't know if you guys can tell. There's a minion walking through the jungle right now. I mean, walking through the lane right now. So we got the buff. And we're in a really good spot here. So while he thought he was being super cheeky, yeah. That's not a good idea, by the way. He's not going to get punished because he has a full Pestilence, so... And 9.5 patch, as I explained in the first game, makes people invincible in the early game, so of course he's not going to get punished. But yeah, ulting like that is not a good idea, because I can just fear all of his creeps and his little Bakasura minions from his ultimate, and I just insta-clear all of them. It does good damage to him, even though he has defense. Does good damage, and more importantly, gets rid of all of his minions and heals me up, right? So... we are big chillin'. Big chillin'. Boom. We're just gonna back up here. There's not really too much to be doing. Against the Baka, what do we want? Honestly, this may seem a little bit troll, but I think this is really good. Also, if he invaded my blue, that's good on him. I was not paying any attention. Oh wait, I didn't clear this buff. Yeah, I think he did just get my blue. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I should expect from an 8-star Bakasura. I mean, obviously, he's gonna... not strictly PvE, because he is ulting me. It's not... I mean, he's trying to fight, but there's only so much you can do. But yeah, it's to be expected that this guy's just gonna be a little gremlin running around, clearing all the camps. I mean, he, like you guys saw those stars, he's quite literally a professional PvEer, you know? Which is correct. I mean, that's what you do on Baka. Just like how I PvE with Hades in the early game. Although Baka doesn't have to. He's just efficient at it. Baka can kill people early game. Nice. We ended up getting the buff. That was a bit of a risky fear. I'm just going to ult here just to kill his minions. Just to kill his minions and get protections. You know, you don't always have to save your ult to actually get a kill. Sometimes it's just about saving your own life or sustaining your HP. Now we're big chillin'. I don't really know what he's doing here, I'll be honest. I think he just kind of realizes that I can't really kill him, you know? I really just can't, so I think he realizes that. And so he's kind of just walking at me. Even though he's low HP, he can kind of get away with what he wants. What are we going to go here? Honestly, this is a bit out of the usual. And maybe it's wrong, honestly. But we're going to skip Typhons and go straight into the Mirrodin because it gives me some more CDR. Like, this is the whole point of the guide being so long. And so, you know, it's many different players, many different, like, enemy players, play styles, characters, and you see how I adapt. That's the big thing. We're not going into any more healing just yet because he already has like 85% anti-heal because Toxic is, yeah, it's 25 plus 60. So yeah, the healing's not going to do amazing stuff for me. Just this moment. This is totally fine. This is totally fine. We're just gonna jump over here. Name of the game is Farm. Also, might I add, this matchup definitely got harder ever since Bumbas got removed. In fact, Hades just got a lot harder in general now that Bumbas is gone, which I'm okay with. Like, I accept that. Like, Hades was too OP with Bumbas. And so without it, you're definitely at a huge disadvantage, but I tried to ult him into the tower there, but obviously I misplayed that. That's okay. Just gonna try to get pressure on this red buff here if we can. Good. And like, I don't know if I finished my thought about Mirrodin. We're going Mirrodin for not just because he has lifesteal or so much anti-heal, although that is a giant reason. It's because he has so much anti-heal and because we need mobility. Like, we need to be able to get away from this guy. You'll notice like the fights The fights this game, because this matchup is not straightforward. In fact, a lot of people, and a lot of people may be very right, a lot of people may say that Baka wins this matchup. I think he honestly does. It's just I'm usually pretty comfortable about it, and again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I will upload losses, and we'll learn from it. So, I mean, maybe the lesson we're going to learn from this video is that we should ban Bakasura. I mean, we'll see. Or not this video, but this game. Because I have not played without Bumbas in a long time. Because there was just kind of like no reason to not build Bumbas, right? But we'll see, we'll see. I think I'm very confident we can win this game, but that's not... I mean, I definitely could eat my words. And what I was going to say is that you'll notice these fights are not incredibly straightforward all the time. Like, in fact, I have to run away and keep my distance a lot. Like, I have to play this very specifically. I think his jump is still down. Yeah, so he's going to ult. Oh, another thing that nerfed this matchup that just hit me is they actually made a change not too long ago where CCs reapply now. And so to describe that better for you guys, hold on. Let's just get the rest of our lifesteal here. Lifesteal's still good even if they have a million anti-heal because you can out of combat lifesteal. Also, this build, it just gives a lot of power, the Typhon's proc. But, they made it basically to where, before they changed it, you could use your Hades ult, or just any CC immunity, while in something like a Cupid ult, or like a Bakasura ult, and basically you would CC immune that, and then when you cancel it, you could jump out. Like, the CC wouldn't reapply, even though it's on the ground still. Whereas, they changed it, and now the CC reapplies, so if I ult, and his ult's on the ground, preemptively, I actually can't jump out of it anymore, so no Bumbas, and that happened, so... A lot of nerfs to this matchup, but at the end of the day, it all just comes down to who the better player is. Or I shouldn't say all, honestly, because I've lost a lot of games that I feel like I shouldn't have, player-wise. But, you know, it's a big part of it, of course. Especially when you're playing a competitive character. It's not like I'm out here playing Ganesh, right? Like, I'm a really good dual god, and that I have a lot of experience on, so... In the Aegis, if it wasn't self-explanatory, the Aegis is literally just for his ultimate. When he ults me and I can't jump out, I just pop the Aegis, or my shell, depending. And I kind of just walk out of it and then jump. That's the idea, although I can't always do that because Aegis does have a long cooldown. Have to keep that in mind. It's not like a perfect solution, but it will definitely save me sometimes. There we go. And he's dead. Yeah, he was way too over-aggressive there. He actually waited long enough to where his ult despawned. Like, you know, I was just telling you guys about how his cripple field would reapply, which would stop me from jumping. Which I may have not gotten the correct jump angle there due to that. He actually waited for his cripple field to go away, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I walked out of it. I mean, I kind of have short-term memory loss. Maybe I walked out of it, but I feel like he waited it out. He stayed just too long, just too greedy. We did a ton of damage to that Phoenix. We don't want to die though, because this matchup is just, you just don't want to take risks in this matchup. You want to play as safe as possible. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my shell, because upgrading the shell is so good here for me. It's so worth the 800 gold, because I conveniently just had 800 gold on me, which is nice. But also, it gives me movement speed, it gives me mitigations, and he is on the Bull Demon, which I figured he would be, because that's what every single PvE character does that can kill the Bull Demon well. So once you get their tower down, they're like, oh no, he's going to go for the Bull Demon, so I should go get it preemptively. And I say that mockingly just because sometimes it's not the play, and they shouldn't be doing that. But in this situation, it's fine. Like, it's not a bad strategy by any means. It's just a little, like, funny / annoying that, like, they all do that. And sometimes they get punished for it, but they don't even care. That's just, they just kind of run it down, you know? They do what they do. Alright, we got the Bancroft's Claw fifth item, or after our 5th item. Beating this guy up a bit. It's not the end of the world if he gets my tower. We really don't care that much. Yeah, he's being too greedy now. I mean, this is just the downfall of Bakasura players. Like, nothing against this guy in particular, but that's literally just what Baka players do 24/7. They only know one play style. You just run it down and try to get the objectives. Run it down, grab the buffs. Run it down. Like, they could die 12 times in a duel match and they don't care. As long as they get the dub. But the sad part about that statement is they usually don't get the dub, at least not against me. Not when they do that. You gotta play smart. You can't just do whatever you want. Alright, we did a ton of damage to that thing. I could stay for the speed buff, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit greedy. I don't want him to chase me. I want to be able to back as soon as possible, ideally. What do we want here? I think we'll just go Obshard. I'll be honest, I don't think the last item matters that much. Where is Obshard? Am I crazy? I don't think the last item that matters that much, and if we're also being honest, maybe the most competitive thing I could have done is go double defense, but I just don't feel like that's true because he has Butcher Blades, which is true damage on his 3. He has Executioner, which is 1,000,000% pen. Like, I think I just need damage and rely on my relics and my already built defense to keep me alive. Like, I think between my relics, if I use them properly, we should be fine. Oh. We cancel the ult early, so we get the Mirrodin proc. If you didn't know, like, if I didn't explain it well enough in the first game, Mirrodin gives you extra damage after you ult, 25% to be exact, and that does count for Poly. This guy was just a greedy player. He didn't play the matchup correctly. That being said, I think we played it well, and I think it was a good example regardless, because this is how most 99% of Bakas play like this. So it's a good recording, I think. Either way, whether it's good or bad, like I said at the beginning, we're just uploading a bunch of games, different variety of playstyles, different types of characters, different variety of skill level. I will see you guys in the 4th game, I believe. This was the 3rd one. I'll see you guys in the 4th game. Thank you for watching. Alright, here we are on to the 4th game, I believe, anyways, if I can remember correctly, because this is the next day, if you couldn't tell by my voice or whatever. I just woke up about, I don't even know, maybe like an hour and a half ago or so, and ate breakfast, brushed my teeth, you know, did the usual, talked to PBM a little bit. So we're going to jump into this one, and the reason why, by the way, hold on, I think we just go shell here. The reason why it's the next day is not because I just wanted to quit recording or whatever, but I saw someone invited me to play basically, and we did a bunch of stuff. And that video comes out either today or tomorrow. I'm not really sure, honestly. Don't really take anything I say here too seriously, because honestly I don't even know when stuff is coming out. But the point is we stopped playing yesterday to do other stuff, and here we are the next day. But if you actually check my profile on Smite, because I played on different accounts yesterday, if you check my profile on Smite, all of these Hades games will still be in a row, so that's good at the very least. So you guys can still, you know, fact check me if I lose and decide not to upload it, because I told you guys that I wouldn't do that. So here we are, playing some more Hades, same start as usual, double buffing as usual, and we're against a Glimming Cuffs Gold Apollo. Huh. This is an interesting one. I don't think... Have we played against a hunter so far in this video? I don't even know. I'm trying to, remember. My brain's so foggy, man. I slept so good last night. I, hibernated. What's up, Barry? What's up, Barry? Dude, I actually can't remember the the matchups we had in this video. All I know is the last game I recorded was a Bakasura. That's all I remember. Bonk. He decided to back. All this stuff in the early game is straightforward, same as usual. We're just farming up. We're just one shot in camps, one shot in the wave. Don't really have too much kill potential. We actually did beat him up a lot there, just because he let us hit him with a bunch of auto attacks, which is good for us. Also, this start is pretty much that's what it's a good start, the gleaming ear cuffs or whatever, but it's not good late game, at least in my opinion. I haven't tried it out, but just looking at the item's stats and whatnot, can I look at it here? Yeah. I mean, it's really cheap. Honestly, that's really good for it. It's like as cheap as Executioner, I think, and Executioner is a big staple right now in duels. So it's definitely got the whole cheap side of things going for it. We're gonna try to contest this red the best we can. He did just use his one, so if he does pull the buff and tries to get it, we most certainly can out-secure him. I mean, we probably could even with his one up, but it's pretty much guaranteed. If he stands here like this is just winning for us, because we're the ones in lane. We're the ones in lane, so we're the ones just going to come over here and one-shot this. Even if he does out-secure me on this buff, I'm honestly okay with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. He should just ult after, I would assume. Oh, and we got it. Yeah, this poor guy. He lost that entire wave to try to greed that red buff. But the thing is like that would have been fine for me because I would have had pressure either way. And I'm thinking about invading his buffs here. So even if he gets the red there, it's totally fine. IMO. Yeah, this guy is doing exactly what you should not do against a Hades. Like, I'm not even saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he does not play against Hades. And that is obvious. Oh. Oh, we reset the buff? Oh my, this poor guy, dude. We reset the buff so his ultimate didn't do damage. Because if you didn't know, Apollo ult doesn't actually do damage to the buff unless someone's in it. Until like the last couple of ticks. Like, it definitely hits it for damage, but not the whole ultimate. And so he actually didn't secure it with his ult. Pretty simple for us. But yeah, this guy, what you don't want to do is try to, unless you know for a fact you can kill them. Like, obviously there are certain assassins or whatever that could, like, if Hades jumps on the wave, you can probably just all in them and try to beat him up, right? But, like, it's an Apollo, you know? There's no way this guy is going to kill me. Like, it's just not going to happen. Not unless I misplay really, really hard. So him trying to poke me and him trying to, you know, just mess around basically. Like when he was poking me there and when he's poking me in lane, he should just be trying to clear the wave. Like that's his only concern is clearing the wave. Like right here, he should just be going to the camp because he has no kill potential here. He did just jump in. He has a shell, no beads. I don't have a lot of mana. I want him to get me lower for Bancroft's passive, to be honest. No ultimate here. If we don't kill him, that is okay. Alright. I really wish I got an auto off on him there because that would have gave me aggro on the creeps and grouped up the minions, but it doesn't matter either way. We kind of just, we're level 10 already. You know, say what you want about this map being like PvE or whatever, but I still think a lot of that is the fault of 9.5 giving everyone bonus HP. That being said, say what you want about this map being PvE, but one cool thing about the PvE part of it is there's so much farm to get. Like, we were 4 minutes in, guys. 4 minutes in, and I'm level 10. Like, we're getting to late game super fast. So it's weird. It's like, it just depends on your perspective. The game is a lot slower paced in the early game, but you also get to that late game part a lot faster, which in its own way makes it faster paced. So it's like, it really just depends on your perspective. Like, you know, do you like to fight early? Do you like to fight late? And, what's it called? Some people will say that you don't fight late on this map either, but you definitely do. Like, you have to. So right now, this is pretty straightforward. We're literally just bullying him. Any chance that we get, we're gonna fear him into our combos. Any chance that we get, we're gonna try to kill him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one, I'll be honest. He didn't have his dash, so I guess... Well, actually, I think I would have caught him. I was going to say I wouldn't catch him because he had speed buff, but so did I. It just fell off, but I had speed buff too, so maybe I would have caught him, actually. I'm not sure. Either way, it's definitely a better idea to ult away. I mean, to just try to run away than ult right there. Oh, speaking of ulting, hello. Dude, you have a whole wait, like... I don't even want to kill him because he's just going to surrender, dude. If I kill him there, which I don't even know if I can, to be honest. But he's just going to surrender, man. This is the problem with Duel. Well, one of the many problems with Duel is this. Sometimes, like, your opponents literally ask you to kill them. Like, I'm pretty sure they're literally like, hey, man, I hate farm. I love losing. Please attack me until I die. Like, that's literally what they say. So I'm not even exaggerating. They say that through their body language. Like, you cannot tell me that this guy is not trying to die right now, you know? I'm just gonna go blink. Like, oh, wow, that was kind of a short jump. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I said this in the beginning, but blink is my favorite relic on Hades. I try to go it in 99.99% of the time. That doesn't mean I actually do go it, because sometimes you can't, honestly. Like, you guys saw the Baka game, or unless you skipped this point. But if you guys saw the Baka game, I did not go blink. I don't remember if I went blink in the other games, because Baka is the only one that I remember. But some matchups you can't go blink. But usually, being the keyword there, if I'm not going to get punished too hard for it, because Hades is a safe character, so you don't always need double defensive relics. I try to get blink as much as possible. It just gives you so much utility. So you can do so much with it. Oh my god, he attacks so fast. He's finally getting defense online. I went defense third as well, but I'm not the one losing the game, so it feels different for me. Typically, if you're getting your buns beat, maybe you should consider defense second item. Oh no, I kind of messed that up actually. Dang. I thought his autos would do more damage, but looking at his build, that was incorrect. Also, you typically want to save your 3 for secure 99% of the time anyways. You don't really want to just get it low like that. Oh, one second actually. I forgot I have to make a... Hold on. I forgot I was supposed to call someone this morning. Wait, where's the ulting? I apologize for that. I know it was what's it called? Normally I wouldn't make a phone call or something like that. In a video, it's kind of unprofessional to be honest, but in this situation I really needed to do it, and also it literally took me like 20 seconds, so I don't think you guys would mind too much. Not like I'd be saying that much anyways. Besides, what the hell is he ulting for? Yeah, that was a bit random. But yeah, nothing happened. It was just a 20-second little thing. If I thought it would have been a long phone call, I most certainly would not have done it. So now we're at this awkward stage of Duel where it's like, I want to get Bull Demon, and I can get it. It's not like I can't, but it's a little bit weird because it's kind of, like, I don't do that much damage to it, so it's going to take me a while, so he's almost definitely going to contest, and if he doesn't, then I don't know, he's just weird. Or he's unaware, but like, he might not definitely contest, but he should know that I'm doing it at the very least. He does have Toxic Blade and Ankh, by the way. Big time. I'm just going to try to hit him and the minion wave here. Usual Hades stuff. Let's see if he allows us to. Yep, he pushed it. We pushed him into the wave. Just about being patient as possible. Also, we could just poke the Phoenix. It's also an option. I'm sure I've done it in this video. But sometimes you don't always need Bull Demon if you have like immense pressure and they can't stop you. The thing is polying the wave like this. Polying the Phoenix like this only really works well if your opponent actually just cannot stop you, you know? Which this guy cannot stop me. But like if you're having a close match against like a really competitive character and a competitive guy and stuff like that, he's ulting me, I saw him on the map. Then it's really hard to just stand there and keep using your abilities on the air and hitting the Phoenix without getting punished for it. So, oh, he's on this. He did Ankh me, that's totally fine. He's missing an entire wave again. Like, I don't really understand. He's just running it down. And some people play Duel like this, and that's totally fine. Like, I respect it, but, like, realistically, this guy is not using any strategy at all. He just wants to fight. He just wants to run it down. The arena mentality, which is fine. Some people play Duel just for fun, you know, to run it down. But, me in general, but also obviously during this video, I am playing as strategic as possible. It doesn't matter if it's fun for me, it doesn't matter if it's fun for my opponent, I'm just going to play strategically. We're going to go this. He does have a million anti-heal, but like I said in previous games, it doesn't matter that much. Like, it's not... anti-heal is not a reason to not go Typhons, because Typhon has penetration. When you already have these two lifesteal items, It's going to give you more power because you get more power from lifesteal. Like, that's the whole passive of this thingy. So overall, buying the Typhons is still going to make you heal a ton out of combat. So I'm still going to heal when he doesn't have me onked and 60% anti-healed from Toxic. And also, it just gives me a lot of damage. So, it's still good. I could have went Mirrodin here and then Typhons next. That would also be viable, but here's what we're doing. Because he's not going to always be autoing me for Toxic, right? And he's definitely not always going to have his Onk up. He's going to Mez me, I would assume. He mistimed his Mez, but I missed my Fear, so that's equally as embarrassing for both of us here. Hello. We're just going to jump on him. We have a ton of pressure here. Hopefully we can land this poly. Nope. We have a ton of pressure here. I might blink on him in the wave here. Nice. Oh, he actually mezzed my jump damage. I didn't even know. Like, I know that's a thing that's in Smite, but it's kind of like depends on each character. Like, some characters it happens to, some it doesn't. I don't even know why. But I've never seen it happen to Hades before. And I've played a lot of Hades, so that's interesting, actually. I'm just going to bet. Oh, what the? We fear him the other direction. That's a classic Hades move. You know, obviously to fear them, but you want to, if you can, fear them in the other way and then run the way that they're not being feared, like right here. Same exact thing. He's losing his Phoenix to minions slowly over time. And he messed my jump again. I can't tell if he's doing that on purpose or what. Like, I mean, like he's messing the actual damage of the ability. So right here, we're just simply running away. Look at that. You guys saw that healing? That was with 3 Toxic Blade stacks, by the way. Definitely still worth the Typhons. Definitely. He is starting to do a little bit more damage now, but keyword there being a little bit, like, you guys see this dude's build right now? He has no damage. Like, he's just like using base damage from a hunter. I don't know. He literally has no damage in this build. But once he gets that kin size or XE or whatever that is, as long as it's not an Aussie, that's going to do a ton of damage, so. We got the Mirrodin. Good stuff, good stuff. Playing this game a bit slow, as I said in the beginning of the video. That's just how you play Hades. I mean, like, he's a farm character. He's a mage, after all. Not that many mages can run it down. Only, like, Olorun and Soul come to mind. Not that many mages are really that sick in the early game. Hebo can be, depending. So he's a mage, after all. Plus, there's a lot of farm on this map. And plus, 9.5, as I've mentioned about 700 times now this video. I'm sure you guys are tired of it. 9.5 just made everyone so tanky in the early game, man. So the characters that had a hard time getting early game kills, it just got substantially worse for them. Not in the sense of, like, winning the game, because I still win just fine with Hades. It's more so just action-packed, you know. Obviously, we're not going crazy ham this game. Like, we can't really. Oh, he messed up the Mez. I didn't even ult him. That's really interesting for him to do that, actually. Oh, he did go Aussie, so yeah, he loves the 0 damage build. Like, he's a huge fan of just hitting people for 0 numbers. So yeah, that's just his thing, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and back up here. Actually, do we even need to? I mean, there is a wave we can heal off of. Can pressure a bit more. We only could buy a tier 2 item anyways. Ow. It's crazy how, like, he still hurts a little bit when his build is so bad. Like, if he built correctly, he would be slamming me right now. Not saying I'd be losing, but he would definitely be hurting. And look, once again, no strategy involved whatsoever in this gameplay. As you can see, this might just be game. I would imagine he's probably going to surrender. Literally no strategy. Like, do you see the minions up here, guys? And the sad part is, this is just Duel. Like, this is how it is. This is how most people play the game. And I say it's sad from my perspective, and sad from the competitiveness. Not sad for him. I still respect the whole running it down aspect. Like, go ahead and run it down, man. Do whatever you find fun at the end of the day. Whatever you find fun is what you should do. So no insult to this guy. Just the sad reality of Duel is that a lot of people are for fun players or inexperienced players. We're gonna run up here, and this is pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna try to kill him if he allows us to, but he's so close to his base that he would really have to commit to us. Like, he would have to be a little bit silly. Also, I just now noticed he doesn't have beads versus a Hades, which is a major mistake. Alright, we're gonna ult this, do damage to him, make him dash away, do damage to the Titan, we get Mirrodin proc, and the Titan is dead. It's just that easy. It's just that easy, man. So we got an ADC in the thing. I don't think we had an ADC in this video so far. So I'm glad that we got that. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I'm gonna go ahead and jump us into the next game. I'll see you guys there. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Alright, here we are. On to the fifth game against a Vamana this game, which is pretty interesting. He's a very meta character, a very good character, and also we haven't had a character quite like him. I did check back because it was kind of embarrassing that the last recording that I took, I know this is all one big video, but the last game, I didn't even remember what we've just played against, so I went back and looked, and we've only played against one warrior, and it was an Achilles, so definitely, this Vamana is definitely substantially better, so it might as well just be the first warrior we faced, right? I think I want Shell and Ankh, honestly. Shell's like a pretty standard one. You kind of go Shell most games, I would say. Not all, but it's just good, man. Like the start out, or well, yeah, it's good when you start the game. And on top of that, it also has really good upgrades like mitigations and movement speed. I mean, what's not to love, right? What is not to love? Cooldown's not too shabby either. It's not short by any means, but at least it's not Aegis. Same start as usual. We are double buffing as per usual. The starts to these games are pretty much usually going to be the same. The only difference is like how fast my opponent gets to lane and clears. And also, and also if somebody invades me or not. That would definitely make the start different, but he looks like he's going to his back camps, which is fine. I'm debating whether I just want to get pressure on this next wave or run straight to these little camp over here. I think I'm just going to get pressure on this next wave, because we'll one-shot it, give or take. We want to make sure we have Blight on that 6th minion. If you notice right there, I only hit the whole wave with... I only hit the 5 creeps, yeah, not the whole wave. I only hit 5 creeps, and it would have been fine, honestly, to only hit 5 creeps, but just to make sure we clear the whole wave, just to get that extra burst damage, I went ahead and auto-attacked the one that I missed to apply Blight. Pretty standard stuff. He's actually running back to his speed buff. We're just going to do this little camp. Why not? And then honestly, there's nothing else to do, and I can't one-shot this wave just yet, so I think we'll just wait. Actually, no, I was going to, like, freeze the wave. But, 1, that's kind of, like, super scummy. 2, he's coming anyways, so I might just be scummy for no reason. Because he's not going to miss any farm. And 3, I can back for my Bancroft, so here we are. Here we are, man. Hopefully we get there for the red buff. I don't really care about the buff, as I've mentioned like 1,000 times in these videos. I just want the XP. There's no reason to give up XP where we don't need to. I would assume this guy's plan is going to be to PvE me and to like front door my towers because he's Vamana and that's what Vamana does, but also because I'm Hades. I'm not really a character that like... I'm not saying Hades is bad at stopping Vamana, but he's definitely worse than like a hunter or something, right? I mean, that kind of goes without saying. Because I can't just do a whole lot of consistent damage to him while he's pounding my towers. But that doesn't mean I can't poke him before he goes up. And that doesn't mean I don't have good burst damage. I definitely can stop him, but, you know, if I was on her, it'd be way harder for him to just stand in front of my tower. I'm gonna ult, see if he'll ult. He did. Looks like he's just committing himself to the farm game. I'm actually gonna stop his back here because the buffs are about to spawn. As you just saw, my speed buff just spawned. So that means this should be up because he started this buff. And due to the fact that he started that, I started speed, I'm assuming that we cleared them at somewhat similar times, right? So we're just going to go ahead and take his blue buff and hope and pray that he doesn't invade mine. Even if he does, it's not like I lose anything. I got his blue, right? But, you know, it's preferable. Nice. He actually could have taken that if he committed a little bit better. He committed harder. He would have had to time his auto really well, though, I will say. Maybe I should have picked up the blue, to be honest, because I think he's going to my speed here. Which, honestly, that's okay. Not the biggest of deals. I'm going to go check his speed, although I don't think it's going to be up just yet, because he did it late. I'm probably going to back and it's going to spawn. Oh, hello. Wait, maybe he didn't take my thing. If he's already back there... I mean, Voman's a fast character, to be fair, but... Nope, he didn't take my buff. He went for my back camps. I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt there. And assumed he would know what to do. But to be fair, like, even if somebody does know what to do, sometimes it's just too lazy. Like, that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, honestly, I should just be invading this guy, but like, you know, I just can't be bothered, dude. Whatever. So, maybe he was aware of what's happening there, he just didn't even care. It's pretty obvious what his plan is so far, though. He just wants to survive the early game. He just wants to get as much farm as possible. He's honestly playing this relatively smart. Not in his prioritization of camps. He's choosing the wrong camps, 100%. But, the idea of not fighting Hades early and just running around getting as much farm as you can and then ulting the towers or ulting me and, you know, whether it's because he thinks he's going to PvE or because he thinks he wins this matchup, the point is he's trying to get to the mid game, he's trying to get to the late game, which is smart. Honestly, that's what you should do. Oh, I thought I stole that, but I got the 2 smalls, not the big creep. Overall, a gain for him. We're going to auto him to group up the minions. Auto 1 of the creeps to get some blight on the ground. We don't need all 6 of them blighted. Looks like he is backing. I'm not going to be able to stop him. I'm just going to clear this wave here, which puts him in an awkward position. I'm going to wait. This puts him in an awkward spot because he wants to defend his blue, and he also wants to get that wave. Nice. He got the smalls, I got the big one, just same as red buff. We're going to go to our thing here. I probably could have gotten away with no defense here and went poly like I usually do, but here we are. That's my 3. He could just get the buff now if he wanted to. He's electing not to. He's trying to get wave pressure. I want to hit him to group up the minions here. So I can clear. The idea is I don't want him to be able to get my buff while my 3 is down. If my 3 is up, my 2-3 combo is up, then I should be able to get it. But if it's down, then he can burst it. So that's where the problems come in. No way he's going to tank this tower because he doesn't have fizz defense. And even if he did, honestly, it's still a bit early. We can see him through the wall here. We're just chasing him out. He does have beads, so there's not really a ton that we can do here, but maybe force his beads. Yeah, we're not going to kill him. We are pressuring him, though. We want him to back up as late as possible so he loses creeps to the tower. That is ideal. He could fake me out here and stop his back and run to the tower, but I'm okay with that, honestly. I'm going to get Ankh because my fear is that if I don't get Ankh and I get something to stay alive, like Sprint or Aegis or something like that, if I go one of those, he might just be able to PvE me really hard, which he might be able to do either way, but the Ankh is what's going to allow me to hopefully stop his PvE, despite the fact of that I don't really have like a ridiculous amount of damage built. Or like in my kit rather, because I'm Hades. I'm a magical character, not a hunter. Back up here. This game's going pretty well so far. It's just PvE versus PvE. He's playing it smart. I think I'm playing it smarter. So far so good. I'm gonna switch these relics. I like by default switch my relics when I get a new one for some reason. I don't even know why. It's just something that I do. Because sometimes I don't even want it to be switched, I just do it, like, subconsciously. Fear him that way. We have no abilities up, there's no reason to auto-trade with him. He wants to fight me when my stuff is down. Alright, we're going to hit him with an ability so we can Polynomicon proc him and then jump away. Poly proc. 3. I don't think we have kill potential, but that doesn't mean I can't try to bully him, you know? That's his ultimates. We don't really gain anything from that, to be honest. I mean, I guess we have, like, slightly more CDR than he does. So we can ult before his ult's up, which is, like, kinda nice, but it's really not all that relevant, honestly. Our R2 is now maxed, which is huge. Absolutely huge because of the cooldown. The more fears, the better. Oh, he actually messed up his umbrella there because we feared him. Not that it even matters, but we're just going to hit him with a poly here and then walk away. This is the part where I need to start, like, hitting the tower. Even though I do, like, literally no damage to it, it's still, like, there's no point in not, right? I got to start whittling it down. One of the big advantages I have in this matchup is the fact that I have a jump. So if I can just jump over the wall, and he obviously can't go over walls in his ultimate, and he can't go over walls with his mobility, so. I'm kind of being petty here by stopping his back a lot, but honestly, I think it's good. Because I want to be able to clear this wave, and ideally he'll lose some farm, and then I go straight to my buffs. Tried to fear him into the wave there, we did mess up though. I'm just going to go to my blue buff and then to the red, I would imagine. Hopefully we're not giving it up by going to the blue first. We might be, honestly, though. I'll just pick this one up. Why not? Yeah, I think we are giving up the red. That's okay, though. Overall, we're getting a ton of farm. He did go horrific, which is interesting. And basically, that means I can't jump the way I want to late game. But that also means he's going to limit his PvE potential. Like, if he went Frenzy or just a defensive relic in general, he could definitely PvE harder, so. Kind of makes the late game really easy for me in the sense of, like, if I play it correctly. So oh wait, red was still up, huh? When I say correctly, I mean, like, technically late game, I should be the one sitting under my towers and he should be coming to me. Which I'll probably not play it that way because I'm a Chad, otherwise known as, you know, an idiot, but but like realistically, late game, if I wanted to, I could just sit under my tower and chill. And he wouldn't be able to, like, mitigate any of the damage, so. I'm just going to go ahead and get this. It's sort of kind of early, but it's good. Alright, we have a ton of anti-heal now. I want this just to stop him from doing the PvE stuff, although he hasn't attempted that kind of stuff yet, so. And with his build, honestly, I don't think his objective is to PvE and ult the towers, but the thing is people pull an audible on what they plan to do in Duel all the time. I mean, this guy could just be going in here trying to kill me and then randomly decide that he thinks he can't and, you know, change his playstyle. We'll see, though. The fact that I don't have a sprint or a beads. Ghost hit? Oh, I didn't even think I hit him, to be honest. Like, I don't think I even, like, deserve to hit him is what I mean. It's okay, either way. This is not good, that's for sure. I think we can get out of this with a good old fear runaway combo, though. Yeah, we're okay. Because and the reason why I held my jump that whole time, by the way, is because hello. I wanted to see if he would dash. If I jump away and then he dashes towards me, I'm screwed. So I wait. So I put myself in a position where basically, if he dashes on me, I get out. If he doesn't dash on me, I'm fine too, you know? Alright, I'll be honest, that was a bit of an awkward ult by me. That was kind of just like, oh, he's under my tower, I want to pull him in kind of situation. But yeah, bit awkward. We'll just back up here. I'm gonna go staff earlier than Typhons this game. Because I want the CDR. I need the mobility. It's similar to the Bakasura game. It's less about damage and healing and more about whether I have my fears up and whether I have my jumps up. That's really important. I've given up the past like 3 reds, which is not ideal, but it's also not curtains. It's fine. Not a huge deal. He is going to get the hastened, which is interesting. This matchup's definitely a lot worse than it used to be because I can't go bumbos, but it's okay. I don't do any damage to him, of course. I have a really good tower play. Like, if he comes under tower, if I onk him and then ult him, that'll be 90% anti-heal, take more damage. He doesn't have fizz defense for the tower. So he definitely can't just, like if I ult, I'll get protections and chill under the tower. And it benefits me in the long run. Like, my ult will definitely beat his ult due to my onk in the tower, is what I mean. I'm not sure how it would go outside of tower, but... yeah, you're dead. You are dead. Obviously, that one was a little bit skewed because he was already so low on HP, but as you can see, my ultimate and onk does do a lot to him. It's very good. I might just be game, to be honest. Imagine losing this matchup. Apparently he thinks this matchup is Vamana favored. Maybe it is, honestly. Like, I might be a little bit biased on Hades, just for the simple fact that, well, I main him, for the most part, and I play him a lot more than a lot of other people, right? So, I mean, like, I win more matchups even if I shouldn't, is what I'm saying. But with that being said, it's also, I'm also biased because I kind of got used to having Bumbas, you know, it was around forever, right? See, like, the jump is just too good. Like, that's one thing that I have going for me that's so good. I don't really know why he's chasing me, I'll be honest. Being able to jump walls, or not being able to jump walls versus a character with a jump is just an inherent, what am I trying to say? An inherent, why am I blanking right now? An inherent disadvantage. Yeah, maybe that's what I was trying to say. It's just a disadvantage there. Although I will say he is substantially faster than me due to being a faster god, movement speed item, and he's going to slow my movement speed sometimes with his 3 and with his thing. So I really need to be picking up these speed buffs. I kind of need it a lot. I probably need to get Bancroft's Claw to be able to survive. Oh. Sorry about that. I think people are burning food in there. I don't know. Well, to be fair, my smoke alarm's actually super sensitive. Even if people aren't burning food, it just kind of goes off. But see, like, look at this. We're just out now. We're just out there. And if he can't kill me with his ult like that, then it's curtains. Wait, he just used his dash, I think. He's gonna have to beats this, right? Nope, that's GG. Yeah, he messed up a lot there, honestly. I think that was a pretty decent game, though, honestly. It shows what you're supposed to do, like where you're supposed to prioritize when PvEing when they're trying to PvE. Although I did give up a lot of reds, I think I did a very good job as far as what to prioritize and what not to. I think I spaced myself well. I think I saved my abilities well. I don't know, minus what? Yeah, I am 3,500 MMR. That put us back up to cap. Yeah. Alright, I will go ahead and, I think we'll do one more game, guys. I will go ahead and skip to the next game. Thank you guys for watching. And we're back. We're into our 6th game, the 6th and final match. We're against Spartan 0918, which this is kind of an interesting matchup, actually. I think that because Raven is considered by a lot of good players to be like the mage slayer. Although I wouldn't say Hades is really a traditional mage per se. But he's just an assassin, first of all. Those usually are, you know, created to kill mages, carries in general, but mages. And on top of that, he just kind of has a CC immune ult that is a jump, you know. Like, obviously I was explaining last video, or last game rather, that having jumps on this map is really good. That's one of the things that Hades does incredibly well. So he can ult over a wall and catch me, and also his 2, if he uses it properly, can get out of my ult or get out of my my fear. He can preemptively to my fear, which is really bad. So I'm not saying that this matchup is favored for him by any means, but what I am saying is Robin would do substantially better against a character like Hades than he would like a top tier hunter or something like that. Or maybe even a lot of the other assassins, honestly. Like a bunch of other assassins and warriors would probably beat him up a lot. If you're picking Robin in Duel, you should be wanting to go against mages, really. Not all of them, of course, but a good chunk of them you do really well into. So I don't really know where he's at right now. Oh. I guess he double buffed, but maybe he did it backwards. Which I see some people doing. Like, I'm on Twitch and I watch some streamers and stuff. I see some people starting their blue and then going to speed. I don't really know why people do that. Or maybe he started the speed and went to blue and just cleared really slow. That's also possible. But yeah, I do see a lot of people going from blue to speed, which is really bad in my opinion. I do not think that is good at all. On pretty much any situation. People who do that, they just don't want their blue buff to be invaded. Yeah, he started the blue. Or maybe I guess he could have just picked it up, huh? That's exactly what I did. I started speed but picked up the blue. So he's making a huge misplay here by fighting me in the wave. Because he needs to clear. Poking Hades in the early game is just not a good idea generally. He might ult this. He should ult this, yeah. His ult is on a substantially longer cooldown than mine is, so we got that going for us. He's also just... He has his 2, right? No, he doesn't. Okay, I guess we just kill him on the first wave. Or, that's not the first wave, but that's like the 4th wave. What am I talking about? No, wait, it would be the 3rd wave because they spawn every 30 seconds, right? The 4th wave would be spawning right now. So yeah, it's not like Hades can't get aggressive early and he can't get kills, but... I mean, it's pretty obvious that the reason he died right there is because he was being greedy and trying to tank the wave and didn't think I could kill him. Realistically, if he played back, if he played even remotely passive, there's no way I have kill potential there. That was strictly just off of him misplaying. Of course, of course. We're going to go straight into Poly because we have pressure. Also, he's going Soul Eater, which isn't really the great... Like, it's not bad by any means at this stage of the game when it's not evolved, but it's not good either. It's not really, like, good, in my opinion, until it's evolved. So, we want to try to pressure a little bit in the early game. Also, just based off of how he's playing. Like, sometimes it's not even about matchup, and it's just, like, a prediction of how he's going to continue to play and how he's playing currently. He's kind of misplaying, so I think I can get away with some stuff, but... Sometimes when people misplay, they start to, you know, play normal afterwards, and you'll regret what you'll regret like not going defense. You know, it's all just a risk. It's all a mind game kind of thing. Just whatever you're comfortable with, really. Your safe bet is just to go defense second every game, but then again, you might not be able to out-secure on buffs or poke the tower or even get a kill sometimes when you would have if you went poly second. Let's see if he hits me. Looks like he learned his lesson from the first wave. Ooh. Ooh, wait, actually, he just, he used his stuff. He doesn't have his ults? Yeah, he doesn't have his ults, and he used his too. Interesting. I just realized he has shell. Has he shelled this whole game? I haven't even been paying attention. I feel like he hasn't. I don't have any mana. I'm just gonna back. Honestly, picking up blue buff for the first and second buff is also probably good. I just kind of pick up the speed because, I don't know, it's just personal preference, really. I like to be able to, like... I just like the movement speed to run away and stuff and to get to camps. But the blue buff, even second, is really, really good. The first one's kind of mandatory because you go way too fast. And the second one is just, like, viable. By the third buff, you should definitely be picking up speed, in my opinion. Oh, what the... Okay. Okay. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this guy's doing. I literally have no... At least he's going defense second. A lot of people who like play like that and are a little bit crazy in the early game, they just go full damage. Which makes it even worse. He is going defense, though. We out-secured him on the buff. I wouldn't say Hades has perfect secure. I mean, you definitely can... There's ways to stop him, like CCing him and stuff, but Hades definitely has some of the best buff secure in the game. It's definitely one of the things that interests me about him.
My power grows.
Pick up the speed buff here. This is the third rotation of buffs. He still hasn't finished his defense yet, which is good for me. Because he's probably going to go Bulwark or Pestilence. Bulwark would make him, like, invincible. Pestilence is, you know, well, it also kind of makes him invincible because it has 80 prot on it. That item's super, super good. And also, it has anti-heal, so... I would assume he's going to go Pestilence. That's what most people do. But Bulwark's viable, too. You just have to worry about the healing if you go Bulwark. Oh, dude, he's getting some big shields. I don't think I have kill potential now, even if he, like, plays aggressive at this point of the game. Like, he's going to have finished defense soon. He's going to have his shields. It's going to be really hard for me to kill him. That doesn't mean I can't bully him, though. Just because I can't close out a kill doesn't mean I can't bully him. Poke that tower pretty good. Oh, dang. I didn't realize that was down. We're using our 3 there just for poly, by the way. More poly procs. I actually don't want to kill this tower this early. Because the thing is the tower is positioned further up than the Phoenix. And if you didn't know, when the tower shoots a minion, it steals the god's gold. So if I get rid of that tower right now, I'm basically just getting rid of something that's going to take his farm away from him. I didn't expect him to be gone that long, to be honest. I gotta, like, clear my throat, man. I'm dying. Hello. Goodbye. And if you haven't figured out already in this video why people hate Hades, if that isn't, like, a perfect example right there, it's just... He's a character that doesn't really have enough damage to burst you in the early game, as, you know, most mages don't. So, you kind of, like, can't really commit to fights in the early game. So, if you can't commit to fights, that means you're not likely to fight. And if you have such good self-peel and runaway abilities, that means, like, there's just almost no reason to fight in the early game, and it's impossible to kill him. So, people hate facing Hades for those reasons. I don't know what second relic we want just yet, so we'll chill. Might just go on my tower here, but that's okay, even if he does. We have our 2 max, which is huge. Let's see what second relic he chooses to go. See if he gets crazy and goes like a blink or something. Although I would recommend him to go like beads, maybe horrific. I wouldn't go horrific if I'm holding a relic like this though, because I could go sprint versus his horrific, so. Probably should have let that tower steal one of his minions, but I don't really care that much. It's gonna happen eventually. It's also just 1 minion, right? Is he on Bull Demon? I would laugh if he's on Bull Demon, because that means he's just giving up this Phoenix. Oh no, he's not on Bull Demon. I'm surprised he tried to root me there. That's kind of weird.
Seek out the weaker souls.
Like, why would he root somebody that's like standing in place about to jump over a wall? You know, that doesn't really make sense. I guess he's just trying to get the damage off, but it's going into more anti-heal, pretty standard. People just rush anti-heal versus Hades. I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but like sometimes it is a bad idea. Like, it just depends on the matchup. Come on, little minion. Let's go, baby. Whittling down this Phoenix as much as possible. It's not like Hades can't pressure out and get Phoenixes and stuff and Bull Demons early. He can. It's just a much slower process. And also is on the back foot of Polynomicon as well. If I didn't have Polynomicon, then the only real way I could do it quickly is by going attack speed, which is not optimal in this matchup. Attack speed Hades is viable, by the way, if anyone was curious. It most certainly is viable, but it's matchup dependent. He went up beads, okay. Dude, it's gonna be super hard for me to kill him now. Like, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the game. Like, he has a CC immune ult that's a jump. He has beads. He has his immunity. I got that. That's huge. What? What? He just ulted. What is... I don't know what's happening. We're just gonna go straight into this thingy. Wait, no. We're just gonna go straight into this. Also, he went beads, so what do we want here? I feel like I just need to be able to get away from him. I'm gonna go meditation and upgrade it for cooldown. Honestly, partially just for fun. Partially also because I don't know what else to build, because I don't need anything else. And my normal play would just be Blink, but I'll be honest, maybe I need a little bit of help in this matchup. Something defensive. And on top of that, I don't feel like blinking on a Robin's gonna do anything. Like, what do I do? Blink and try to bait him into using his 2? Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's gonna do much this game. So, obviously, this tier 1 meditation isn't gonna do literally anything either, considering its anti-heal and whatnot. But when I upgrade it, it will give me a ton of cooldown reduction. So, not buying this for the healing whatsoever. Just the cooldown. We're gonna upgrade it as soon as possible so we don't just have a useless relic in our inventory. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's just going into more. What is that? Crusher? Or I guess it could be Jotuns. He doesn't have any CDR, but this Soul Eater. Okay. This guy's trolling at this point. There's no way. There's no way you think that's a good idea, right? Surely. This is what most duel players do too, which is the craziest part. Which is why, like I said, if you guys remember, at the very, very, very beginning of this video, I said, like, I don't think stats matter that much. Like, me showing you guys I had, like, a 93% win rate. That doesn't mean that much, because a lot of players are, like, you know, interesting, to say the least. They're very interesting. So I wasn't really flexing stats as much as I was just saying, hey, this is how many people I've seen try to adapt to the Hades. This is how many people that I've attempted to adapt to as well. It's kind of just an experience thing, because win-losses do not mean that much in Duel, in my opinion. Obviously, if you're like a much lower level player, like you just started playing like a year ago, just first started playing Duel, yada yada yada, you know, the game's going to be a lot harder for you. Like, people like this are going to be a lot harder to beat, of course. But, you know, if you've been playing for a long time, and you've hit Masters in Duel before, we all know that the stats don't mean too much. Right? He's laughing at me. Is he gonna give up, or what? Like, I easily outsecure him here with the little fear combo. I'm just gonna ult him and see what he does, honestly. We can follow this. Just gonna pop med for cooldowns. You notice my cooldowns are going up really fast, and he's dead. See, the med is really good. Honestly, maybe I should have showcased it a little bit more in this video. But, yeah, it's all situational. It's all preference as well. What's happening? I feel like he's just like running around and trolling because, well, he just enjoys doing that. Or, / partially also because he doesn't think that, even if I kill him, he doesn't think I'm going to kill him, and even if I do, I don't really end the game off of it, is what he's probably assuming. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but I definitely can close out the game. I mean, I've shown you guys in this video alone that I can do a ton of damage to the Titan. The Titan's easier to get than the Phoenix is, in my opinion. And he just surrendered. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't really know how I feel about the ending of that one, to be honest. Because, I mean, okay, I definitely would have killed the Titan. There's literally nothing he can do to stop me. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that being the end of the video, to be honest. Maybe we'll do one more. Yeah, I'll queue one more, and then we'll go into the next one, so that will not be the final game of the video. I will see you guys in the next game. Thank you for watching. Alright, boys, we're on to the last and final game. This one's actually going to be the final game. I know I said that last time, but I don't even know what game we're on now. I'm not even going to try to pretend, man. I'm just playing a lot of games, bro. Here we are, on to the last and final game. Same start as per usual. We're against a Shablanke, which is very unfortunate in the sense of, like, I mean, even if this guy plays a... Okay, like, he's a hunter, right? So hunters are going to be good. He's going to stand a chance because he's a hunter. But, like, I mean, we all know Shablanke is a pretty low-tier hunter in Duel. But one thing I will say that he has going for him is at least he has a good escape, right? His 3 does cover a really big distance and will get him out of my ults and will stop him from getting feared as long as he gets off of the ground, you know, that initial little part where he can get it canceled. So it's not like this is hopeless for him, but yeah, Shablanke is definitely a lower tier hunter. Regardless, we're going to jump right into this one. This video is already going to be super long, so I don't know. Maybe in future guides, if you guys want, I can try to specifically get like more competitive games rather than just uploading a bunch of games in a row. But the problem with that is a video like that, which, oh, he invaded me. A video like that, which I'm okay with, don't get me wrong, but it would take a very long time to get, honestly. To upload 2 hours of competitive matches, it would take a very long time to get and would not be reliable at all. In fact, sometimes I just might not even be able to get it unless I'm willing to commit like a whole month into it or something. So yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, obviously the answer is that's what you guys would want, but it's just kind of impossible, to be honest, with the Duel population being so small and just... Oh, and just in general, the Smite population, at least in my opinion, the Smite population being relatively casual. Like, I mean, Smite is considered the casual MOBA. There's not that many good players, honestly. So, you know. What? How does that not? Okay. That's a little bit weird, I gotta be honest. Hello. And that's his beads. Poor guy. I actually love Shablanke. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, YouTube or stream for that matter. I don't know if I've ever told anyone that, but I love Shablanke. He was like one of my first diamonds. I think he was my second diamond ever. My first one was Loki, because when I installed this game, I was like 13 or 14, so you know how that goes. Oh, look, cool stealth god that makes people mad. Yay. You know, and he's called Loki. I mean, who doesn't love Loki, like in mythology and stuff, right? But I think my second one was Shablanke, and I really like him in Conquest, and I would play him more in Joust if he was good, and I would definitely play him in Duel if he was good, but as I said at the beginning of the video, he's just not a very high tier hunter in Duel. He's very low tier, in fact. The only thing he really has going for him is that his dash is really good, like, great mobility on the character in Duel. But other than that, and he hits hard, but like so does every other hunter, so not exactly a special trait per se. So I haven't explained too much this game, but because, you know, by this point we're super far into the video, right? And I've explained pretty much everything I'm doing so far already, and it's pretty obvious, you know. I'm literally just farming the camps. Sometimes I choose to go for a camp when the wave is coming. Sometimes I just wait for the wave because I'm too lazy. We're pressuring him under tower. We're trying to get kills where we can. We did get his beads. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. We're just chilling. Honestly, I don't even think I should be going defense here. I think I should be getting the poly because I don't think he can pressure me at all. So, but alas, here we are. I definitely could skip this defense and go straight into poly, and that's what I might actually end up doing. But we shall see. He's just trying to clear. He's trying to get his stacks. He doesn't have beads, so if he messes up his dash here... Oh, I tried to catch his dash. You know, respect. He actually played that dash really well. Not that it's, like, hard to play well, but he messed up the previous one, so I thought he would mess that one up, too. But, basically he needed to get out of range of me, and my jump was down for a few seconds there. Maybe if I just feared the wave instead, I could have got a kill there, but... Hindsight is 20/20. looks like we're not going to be able to get too many early kills on him here. He's playing pretty... It's just Xbalanque 3 is just good, like I said. I know I'm hyping up his 3 really hard, but it's basically just because there's nothing else to hype up, right? I'm just going to go tier 2 defense for the mana. This, Health Chalice. I know this looks a bit weird, and honestly it is a bit inefficient, I will say. But this is just how I prefer to play. It's my best spike that I think I can get here, and I don't need to finish the defense because the defense is going to be a whopping 1250 gold or something like that, right? Yeah, 1250 to finish, when I could just be investing that in damage. The tier 2 of this is actually pretty good because of the MP5 and the mana. And 35 protections isn't high, but it's not low either. It's pretty decent. Monk. The tier 2 magical defense items are definitely like ones like this. Hold on. This is definitely better stats. Doesn't have any mana though. It's basically just the HP versus mana argument. Wait, I think I got his dash. I'm gonna hope that I got his dash. Yep, I did. I got, if you guys didn't notice, he did like a tiny little, I don't even know how to demonstrate it. He did a tiny little ramp up right before or right before I feared him, which made me think that he started his dash, because if you didn't know, you can cancel it if you get it just at the very beginning. But if he gets off the ground, which he does very quickly, if he gets off the ground, he becomes CC immune. Right now we're just farming up until we get our poly. We're really close to finishing the breastplate, like we have enough gold for it, if we wanted, but like I said, just focus on the poly for now. That's my main focus, just trying to get some damage in the early game. I probably shouldn't even started this item, but since I did, I went ahead and got the tier 2 because it's really stat efficient for me. And another thing about skipping items, by the way, guys, about like how it's inefficient to like do what I'm doing right now. One thing you guys need to take into consideration about that is, yeah, it's stat inefficient, correct. But are you about to do... Wow, that's kind of shocking. Are you about to do anything with your stats? Meaning, like, are you going to get pressured and they're going to kill your tower and you can't do anything about it because you have bad stats? No, not in this situation. Are you going to drop a kill because you have bad stats? No, I'm not really fighting him. Not in this situation, right? Is he going to kill me because I have bad stats? No. So therefore, like, if nothing changes about the game at all, because I skipped this and made myself have an inefficient build, like, for the time being, if nothing changes, what's it matter, right? Like, what's it matter? It doesn't, so. Definitely feel free to do stuff like this at times if you're confident that that nothing is going to change, you know? If you're confident in your matchup that you're going to be chilling, there you go. He does have Bull Demon buff and Aussie here, so he's going to have a lot of sustain. So I don't want to let him auto me on the downtime, but that's just normal gameplay anyways, so I just want to stress that even more. Oh, I almost hit him with the polyproc there, but we did not. Polyproc him. 103 damage is not a lot, but it's not too bad either. It's okay. Bonk. Nope. Right now we're jumping on him just to see what he'll do, mainly, honestly. Like, because I don't really get anything off of jumping on him. I guess he's just... He either doesn't know I'm here, or he just doesn't care. He doesn't think he'll be able to out-secure. Which, to be fair, is completely correct, honestly. I don't know what his reasoning for going to the back camp was there, but I will say, there's no way he gets that buff. There's no way he kills me. So, regardless of what he was doing, he made the correct play there to not contest the red. There's nothing he can do about it. Xbalanque has terrible secure. You would have to max his 3, the dash, and even then it's super delayed in doing damage that there's just like no way he would get the buff, so good play by him. Right now we're just farming up the camps, trying to get some more XP so we can do some big burst damage, because he's actually not going defense, so due to the fact that I have blink and he has no defense and I'm going to do a lot of damage, we can probably catch him off guard and burst him, so. If we ever catch him in an ult that he can't beads, that's going to be massive for us. We dodged the darts, that's big. Ooh. We're doing good damage because he doesn't have defense. If he had defense, I would still be hitting like a wet noodle, but... Okay, just... We blinked in, we autoed him. Hit him with the auto there, nice. The Polynomicon auto. We canceled our ult because he beats it. We know we're not going to do any more damage with it because he's walking out of it and he's glowing. So we just cancel and we auto attack him. We blinked and then we made sure, because I don't know if I had blight on him or not. We blinked, auto attacked, and then 2'd. That's important to know that we did not 2 immediately because silencing him there is not nearly as effective as fearing him. So you just have to be fast. Jump on him, or blink in, throw an auto, and immediately 2. I play on instacast on the 2, on everything, but playing instacast on the 2 will definitely help you with that. I also play instacast relics as well, although I don't think you need to do that by any means, but my blink is instacast. Oh my gosh, we actually barely got that. Right now we just want to play this corner here and wait for our jump. Alright, so we fear him in that direction, like I showed you guys in a previous game, and then we go. That easy. It's that easy, ladies and gentlemen. To be fair, like we played that well, don't get me wrong, like the whole escape method, but even if we played it incorrectly, it probably doesn't kill us because, well, he's Shablanca. And he already used his abilities on the wave, so there's that. We can try to steal these backs, although he's not going to let us. Oh yeah, we have to, I just remembered we got Bull Demon, so we have to pressure that here. I'm going to pick up this red, which is incredibly rare that I intentionally, I mean sometimes I do accidentally, but it's incredibly rare that I pick up the red on purpose. But in this situation, it's just going to give me increased power to hit this, so why not? Trying to close out this game. I mean, I don't want to close it out as fast as possible because, like, you know, I want to get good recordings for you guys, but the whole point of this guide is to play like I normally would. It's to play competitive, to play strategic. And the competitive strategic move here is to, you know, pressure when I can. So, although I don't want this game to be over in 13 minutes, I will make it happen if he lets me. He does have kin, so he's gonna swing a little bit, swing a little hard here. Oh, I just realized my Bull Demon he kind of like baited me there, honestly. That was pretty smart. That was just a fault of my own. I was not paying attention to how long my Bull Demon was down, or was up for. Yeah, that's just a misplay on my part. Fear him into the wave. Good damage here. We don't want to box him here. We could ult, but he would just dash out, so we want to blink on him potentially. He's actually backing up all the way. I want to blink on him here, but we don't have blight, so we would have to auto him first. We got the auto off. Cancel. Okay. So we killed him with the ultimate there, but you guys saw what I was doing. As soon as he dashed, I immediately cancel and jump where he's going to dash. So that way, even if he didn't die to my minions or my ult, whatever actually did kill him there, he would die to my jump. And so that's basically how you play, you know, that's just how you play Hades in general. I hope you guys did enjoy the guide and whatnot. Obviously, this is a bit odd. I mean, not odd, I wouldn't say that. It's a bit weird because we didn't really get any insanely competitive matches. But here we go. Let me pull up Hades. We didn't get any insanely competitive matches, but we did. We're just uploading all the games in a row. For better or for worse, a bunch of different games. I think it was 6 or 7, I'm not sure. A bunch of different games. You guys can see how I play depending on how good or bad the player is that I'm against, what kind of character I'm against, and even if they are misplaying, even if they are doing the incorrect thing, you guys still get some insight in the sense of, like, I'll tell you guys what they should be doing. Or, dude, I hate this highlight bug. It's literally just highlighting everything on my screen that I mouse over. But, I can't get it off my screen. Okay, I'm just going to finish this up because this is triggering me. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope you guys did learn some things. Even though some of these opponents weren't very good, I did tell you guys how to play against them. Like, I did tell you guys what they should be doing and what I would be doing to counteract that most of the time. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you are new here, please feel free to subscribe. I will be doing more videos like this in the future. Give the video a like, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.